Well, I was trying to get here as quick as I could. I started this sucker up and then we had some technical difficulties, but still ahead of schedule here a little bit. So, welcome, folks. Thanks for hanging in there. So, real quick, here we are. This is November 7th, 2023, okay? So, we had two 7.0 quakes. Really, because I was just looking at the quake thing a little while ago while I was trying to set this up. I guess we'll be covering that tonight. All right, well, first let's start off here. Who said that? Kangaroo grasshopper? Oh, right on. Welcome. I haven't seen you here before, but thanks for your input. Okay. Kung Fu grasshopper. Okay, I see it now. All right, it's hard to see on my screen. Hello, other people that are showing up here. Howdy, folks. Welcome. Letting this little loop play here for a minute while a few of you guys roll in here. A few more little adjustments. Try to get you guys the best I can with my hokey setup here. Alright. People just walked in real quick. This is November 7th today, 2023. And you can see we have another blast that came off over here. You can see the circular object in it, in the middle of it, right there, in the middle of the magnetic field, or with its little magnetic field surrounding it right there, okay? And it's not much. You can see some other ones. They're really faint, but they're hiding out in there. And here we'll just kind of stop right at this event, go through the main part of it right here that we want to see. Here's our round object. You can see the magnetic field that is creating this bow shock on the front here. That's a good frame. That's a good frame. Actually, probably our best one right there. So let's start zooming in. Howdy, folks. All right. Make out our nice round object right here. Here's the magnetic field that's causing the CME around it and stuff. Okay, it's not a really defined one, but it's there. You can see it. And then we'll even, well, we got it there, go through these closing frames. Okay, so that was kind of about the only major event on the sun today. But it is another day in a row that we have had activity off the sun with these objects causing CMEs. Okay? So I'm going to put this back into motion here. Forward, if we can, yeah. I'm going to speed it up just a tad bit faster, because that way you can see it just a tad bit clearer. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good. Alright, so saw one sneaking out down here at the very tail end right here. Alright, something else that's going on in this here too. You see this bright patch that's sticking out over here, these spires on the red side? That always kind of indicates an inbound object. In this zone, you can see the slow motion on. Even though it's sped up, you can see we have a slow motion event underway right over in this zone. So I would expect here pretty soon, things going to come popping out. This all looks like it's trailing yesterday's event. These are other objects that are in the outskirts or in the tail, or however you want to look at it. And there seems to be one interacting on this area. It's still inbound. That's why this is still kind of reaching out and pointing at it like a compass. So you can see it starting to roil and boil over here, slow motion. And this is sped up. If I put it in regular motion here, whoops, one more right there. You can see it's just really, really slow. So I'm expecting something to come out of this region here pretty soon. Alright, so that's that for that. Now, what I want to do is we're going to come over here real quick. We're going to cover this and then move on to something a little important tonight, okay? So Just be patient with me as I get through this so I can get to some troubling details here. Let me just even get this better. Sorry, I should just do it all at the first. All right. You can see we're pumping along today. We were down below the sea floor a little bit. Spits and sputters that you saw today actually crept us up back into sea range. Okay, and here's the line between now tomorrow, or now today. This was now yesterday, the 7th, going into the 8th now on this instrument. You can see we have a couple of spikes. Maybe we should go take a peek at what that is, if we can. Oh, we'll do that in a minute here. Anyways, let's stay here. I want to scroll down. There's some absorption right there that's going on. Our potential is 80% for C flare, 15 for M, 1 for X flare. Okay, let me just kind of show you something here. Oh, zoom back out so we can use this better. Okay, some pretty auroras there, okay? Isn't that a nice shot? All the different colors right there. And we'll be getting to that here in a minute. First, I want to come over here and look at this KP index real quick here. You can see that it's lowered. Well, it's not opening up. You can see we're back down to normal levels again, but we did have 2 good punches right there. Boom, boom, all right? So keep that in the back of your mind, because it's going to come into play here in a minute. Check out our auroras. Dang it. One more. There it goes. All right, they're really faint right now, thankfully, because they were a little brighter earlier. That's good. So we're not taking in as much energy right now, currently at this moment. That's good. Check out the tracker to see if they've updated it with today's latest CME. Nope, they still have yesterday's going the opposite way, going up this way. They don't have the new one that just came off this way. All right, so we can back out of that and move on to this aurora. Okay, it's a beautiful, but something important and has kind of slipped through the cracks here, except for our buddy Ben over at Suspicious Observers. Okay, Ben's doing diligent work over here. I don't agree with all of his stuff, but I want you to listen to this real quick. All right, I can't show the thing, but what I'm going to do is see this list of dates. These are dates when we have low latitude auroras. Okay, that's auroras down, below the 33-degree parallel, okay, down into the southern states. The earliest recorded, 1859. There was one in 1882. There's no pattern here, so don't look for a pattern. But there was one here. There was one there. There was one there. There was one in 21. There was one in 72. There was another one in 89, 91, 2001. A big one in 2003. Okay. Now, let's see here. In 2023, we've had it 5 times. And I just want to play a little of his report here real quick. You guys can come over to his, if you haven't seen this already, go over to his site and check this out. Give him a like as well. But I'm going to show just a little of this for educational purposes, because it kind of goes along with what I'm trying to impress on you guys here. So bear with me here. Play it.
Several events. In September, a solar storm which was not major, which was not triggered by an extreme speed shockwave, and which had no X-class solar flare, caused the auroral activity to be visible from Arizona. The same thing happened in August. Once again, no X-class flare, the solar wind was moderately strong at best, and the geomagnetic storm didn't even hit KP7. But aurora were visible in Arizona nonetheless. The storm in April was fairly strong, but still not at the top level disruption. Still no mega CME or X-class flares, and yet the aurora were visible in Mexico and southern Texas. It happened in March as well. Again, from a solar event that was only moderately strong, but which produced a fairly strong geomagnetic storm, still not top level, Yet, were visible from New Mexico, and a few reports even came in from Florida. Folks, there has never been any year where far southern aurora were seen as many times as we've just had. This is a record, and the year's not over yet. What's worse is that the geomagnetic storms have not hit the top level disruption, and the solar activity that triggered them was moderately strong at best. We've said it before, let's say it again. The Earth is becoming more and more vulnerable to solar activity. I would never deny the significance of the ongoing economic issues, potential for World War III, loss of...
Okay, we'll leave it there. So, basically in this little article there, you should come over and watch the whole thing so you get the whole context of it, all right? But we had 5 of these events in 1 year. That list I showed you here, this is only one time per year on all of these, except now we've had 5 events in 1 year. It's because the magnetic field around the Earth is getting weaker. That's what he goes on to say here, is it's not just the sun. It's kicking out moderate stuff, but moderate stuff shouldn't be reaching this far south. Okay, something is happening to the magnetosphere. Okay, and here he is showing you evidence. I've been telling you something's happening to our magnetosphere too. Okay, and here we had 5 events right there. Okay, you saw that? Well, guess what? Let me scroll up to this, pull it forward, scooch, do all the stuff we have to do. If you can't see it, I'm going to read it anyway. Let me just get a little sip here. They're asking what just happened. 2 CMEs hit Earth over the weekend. One on Saturday, November 4th, and another on Sunday, November 5th. Those were ones that we covered already. We talked about those in the previous shows just recently. We know that this double blow sparked a strong G3 class magnetic storm, with auroras as far south as Colorado and Texas. Where? Colorado and Texas. That's a 6th event now. He just showed you 5. That video was before this. This just happened again. So we have now 6 events where we've had these low latitude auroras, and in this event, something even more unique called a Steve. All right, this is a new type of event. There's these sprites that come off at the top of thunderstorms. Well, there's these other upper atmospheric stuff going on, okay? Anomalies going on. And this new one that they've discovered is called Steve. They've captured it a couple of times. It's very, very rare. And here it was captured on our latest solar storm. So I'll read this quick little article to you. It says, at the apex of the storm, bright lights across the skies of northern Europe. Not all the lights were auroras. To our utter amazement, we observed a striking phenomenon, reported Martin so-and-so. It was Steve. And then we'll scroll down a little bit. There's another good shot of it right there, because it's like a ribbon, but it's really, where does it say about, this is the part I wanted to read. Okay, Steve is a recent discovery. It looks like an aurora, but it's not. The soft purple glow is caused by hot 3,000 degrees Celsius rivers flowing through Earth's magnetosphere at speeds exceeding 13,000 miles an hour. These rivers are energized by strong geomagnetic storms like the one that happened over the weekend. Okay? And there was a couple other shots here, but 2, where to go? Oh, where to go? Oh. On this one, just real quick, I'll show you this couple other shots. There it is, right there, starting to form. It's a little bit darker than that other shot. Then you can see down here. Here's the first shot. There's the second one. I guess these are somewhere else, or of another event, but there's that one ribbon shot I showed you. So there is an extremely rare event, solar storm event, that occurred with our latest low latitude auroras. Okay? And when you come over here and you watch Ben's video, note the title, We Are in Trouble. Oh, may not be able to see it over there, but come over here, give him a like, give him whatever. You guys probably watch him anyways, but this was a good report. And if we have 6 so far, and there's 1 this year, 1 that 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 year, we've covered almost all of this list in 1 year. We've had 6 events. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So 6 out of 9 total that we've had in previous history, and we've had 6 already this month or this year, and this isn't over yet. We're not done with November and December yet, so a lot to just be aware of, and be on the lookout. Understand that our magnetic field is getting weak, that just regular activity can cause a low latitude solar storm. Even these new events called Steve. Okay, where'd it go? Where are you, Steve? There you are. Let's go back to the original picture right there. All right, you can come over here to spaceweather.com and check it out if you want. It's a good little article. There's the other picture right there. And it's like an aurora, but it's not. It's a hot jet of gas, 3,000 degrees up there, way up in the magnetosphere. All right, so a lot of different things going on with our sun, right? Causing all kinds of different events down here on the Earth, especially the low latitude auroras. That's obviously signs of being bombarded by the sun. Okay, so why back here? Oh, because we were going to go back. Tomorrow will be the 8th, so let's go check out what came off the sun 3 days before. Oh, actually, let's go see what's popping off now on the 8th real quick. Ooh. All right, here's our little zone that I was talking about, still crackling and popping and spitting and sputtering, this slow motion event. There's something big coming in here. It's probably coming in slow, and when this thing does pass, it'll pop off a pretty good size CME. But this spot right here, crackling and popping, it's kind of easy to see that, well, these things act like compass needles. They point at the inbound magnetic field that's drawing this stuff off the sun. The inbound magnetic field is literally drawing this stuff like liquid plasma off the sun. Okay, and you can see it sparkling and spitting and sputtering right there. Okay, there's an inbound object coming in there. It might come in and hit and bounce off at an angle or whatever, but I bet when it does, it removes that whole patch. That whole bright patch will disappear with it when it goes. All right, so there's that. We covered this. So there's the auroras, and this is still these auroras were over the Czech Republic and even Australia. So watch your skies. Even here at low latitude auroras, you guys might capture something at night if you're out there, and you look up the skies and you see it glowing. It might be aurora, okay? Because we still have inbound energy all those days. So that's what we're doing. We're coming back here. We took a quick pick at tomorrow, but now back 3 days to see the inbound energy that we're expected to get hit with tomorrow. Okay, and it you see both of these things coming at us out of the screen towards you. It's coming our way. All these objects are coming to Earth. See, Earth is not, it's more than you think. It's like the most special planet in the whole universe. And everybody's coming here. All right, remember we had the separation event up here? Watch right there. Almost the little drop in the pond effect right there. Remember we had that one? Both of these blasts are carrying a lot of plasma, a lot of energy. There was one. All right, where do we even start? This day was just so many. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got like 4 shots, maybe 3. That thing looks like it's coming at us too. So 4 good shots of energy. A double shot right there at first, a third, and a fourth. All right. So that's the inbound energy to expect when we're over here at our weather report later on. Okay. Now somebody said we just had some earthquakes. Let's just get over here. I want to see what the heck's going on. Oh shit! Here we go. Pardon my French, but oh, that was red just a second ago. In this zone, huh? Let's check out our big quake. It's a 7.1. Let me back the camera out. Get you guys all kind of pretty like. All right. 7.1 at a depth of 10. And this isn't the one I was going to talk about tonight, but 5.1 there. Another 5.1. 4.6. So it looks like it's already kicking out some aftershocks. Let's go in tighter. There's 2 here. Let's timestamp these here. So, oh, it looks like this one has a little tsunami warning or something going along with it here. 2052, 52, 2053, 51. Yeah, it looks like we've had 2 separate earthquakes here. The 6.7 first, and then right afterwards the 7.1. All right, let me pull back there. Come on. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's kind of what I was wondering was going on here today, because I was looking around at this just a little while ago before I was getting set up. And I wanted to talk about this quake right here. But first, let's start our quake report like we usually do. Down here where most of our deep quakes originate a lot of the energy that enters into the system, right? There was no deep quake today, all right? This one is a deep quake that just made it on the map at the very end of the day. But everything else here on the map was already there. It's not a result of this deep quake. This is a very recent quake. This 4.5 is down at a depth of, can you guys see this? It's down at 550, so there's our deep quake right there, okay? Also, up here, we have 4.7 at a depth of 10 and a 5.5. So, mid-range 5 or mid-range 4 to 5 energy, even mid-range 5 going in that system, working in there, okay? Here's our big quake. We'll kind of come back to this. I wanted to really talk about this one right because this is going to be one of our unusual quakes. Why do you say? It's a 5.6 out here in between these 2 bands, these 2 ridges right here. See these 2 mountain ridge or like underwater ridges? But the depth on this quake is 623. That is a super deep quake. Region is not known for super deep quakes. This sucker right here, I was worried was going to trigger something bigger up here by Japan, all right? Because this energy looked like it was, well, not too far out, sorry. This energy looked like it was flowing up through here and triggered this deep quake. This is the zone right here that's known for the deep quakes, okay? That's why I was a little concerned when I first saw this. So I'm wondering if this, because this was earlier on in the day, this is 5.6, but down at that depth, that translates to 6 at the surface, all right? So then we've had this. So let's get into here again as it fits into our quake report. We had energy up above. We have energy coming in from this side, triggering this event right here. In fact, at 2052.52, and this is 2053.51. So they're a minute apart. They're at the depth, but a little bit far apart. This one. So this one was earlier in the day. This is a 4.6 at this Timor-Leste. Let me look at this. This is, you guys see this? Oh man, the shadowing a little bit. Maybe if I pull back a little bit. You can see this is a volcano, underwater volcano, and the tip sticking up through the water. This quake is right on the boundary line that this volcano is sitting on. Something's going on underneath this little volcano here. And this pressure is in this area. There's another underwater one. There's another underwater one. So this area, when we pull back, you see this junction where this plate boundary comes in, intersects this one. We're having a built up of pressure down below these. This is way down deep. The depth on that, no, these ones aren't the deep ones. These are shallow ones, my bad. These are both at 10 kilometers in the area where we have deep quakes. All right, so this close to the surface in this area. We're going to watch this area again for possibly another big quake. And also tsunami alerts. We'll have to go check out a tsunami site or something after this. There's a 4.6 there, a 4.5 there. That one's at 177. So there's some still, and that's at 173. There's some deep energy down in here. These aren't super deep, but I'm sorry, there's some deeper energy right in these two, but not in this area. Okay. Now, over to here. This one is a 4.7, and it's not along the fracture zone. Again, it's in these little pockets. See this little pocket? And this one's kind of a deep quake for this region at 197. So we're having some deeper quakes, not a bunch of surface quakes like we usually see. Now, this spot has yet to trigger off this fulcrum point right here. Okay, so it usually it's been skipping over it lately. We got this event going on up here in China, and I'm going to zoom in on this because there's multiple quakes here. Usually we don't get this much out of China. So there's a 5.4 at the surface, 4.8 at 10, 4.1, 4.8, 4.3, and 4.6 mid-range 4 up to 5 energy being dispersed here in this region of China on the backside of the Gobi Desert right here. Now we were covering yesterday, we were talking about this region being naked and expecting some mid-range 4 to 5 energy. So let's see what happened today. Yep, 4.8 right there, the depth of 52 in Iran. Over here, oh, we were talking Turkey. I bet this is Turkey. Yep, 4.1 at Turkey. And Italy or Greece, here we are at Greece at 4.5. So there's our mid-range 4 to 5 energy has made it through from over here into this area. Next, look for something maybe out here on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, Iceland, or anywhere else. Ooh, what's this up here? 4.6 in Norway. That's a little odd. That's a strange quake there. What's going on, shall we? It's under the ice and we can see. This looks like a little fracture zone right here, kind of. Or is that a river? Anyways, interesting quake right here. A 4.6 at a depth of 10 on the coast of Norway. Okay. Strange. Usually they're over here in Iceland and stuff, so we'll watch for quakes up in this region. If anything else happens there. Um, I right now there's a lot of energy in this area. It could push upward through this system, but I bet it's going to continue on this way. So it might even stay in this little area. We might see a little quake swarm here, or possibly another quake the size of this further on down the chain. Okay, because that was at the surface. That tells me there's been a shift along these plate boundaries on the level of 7.1. I wonder what they originally came in as. It's probably 7.4, and they lowered it to 1 or something, you know. All right, moving on. Is there any others? Let's check this one real quick. 4.4 up there in Alaska. With this one over here, Japan is a 4.4. So we got the same mid-range 4 energy, making it over the hump, setting stuff off here. We don't have anything in the Juan de Fuca area, yet you still see some up here in Alaska. Watch for that energy to transfer over, and we possibly get a 4 to, well, is that a 4.4? So yeah, mid-range 4 to 3 in this region, maybe if it does go off in the Juan de Fuca. It's not a bunch of energy coming in, so. Also, another thing, well, if this quake was over here at Fiji, I would tell you watch for 7 activity over here, but it's more consolidating in here. I would expect to see, if anything, residual from this quake, other than local aftershocks, would be along these boundary lines that are on right here. This one that's up here to the north, and this one that's down here to the south, where they kind of connect right there. So any energy along this line or along this one, especially this one, because that's the one it happened on. All right, so we've had a big quake. Hopefully, maybe Dutch will do something on it. I miss him. I like him, even though we don't agree on everything. It's okay. I learned a lot from him, and we all have to learn from each other. 4.4 and 4.8 right here at our apex point, our fulcrum point right here at South America. That's that energy, that mid-range 4 to 5 energy from yesterday pushing over. Didn't set anything off in the middle, so release pressure here. This is pretty good, actually. We're releasing a lot of pressure here. This 7 did release a lot of energy. What was the tsunami? There was no tsunami alert on that 7, but I did see one on this 6.7. See this right here? We'll have to check that out here in a minute. All right, I have to close some of these instruments out. All right, so we've covered all that. Let's go over here real quick, just real quick to our Schumann. This one's a pretty quick report because there's not much going on it. But note, we did have a scraping event here. See these lower frequencies scraping along right there, those scratches? Even down below here, you see this white and stuff? This little scraping today, pumping along. You can see it's weak here, gets strong, weakens. We have a little grinding and weakens. It comes out okay, and then we have this. All right, you can even see a little dark stripe right through there. So we did have a little weakness in the shields today, right there. That wasn't too long ago. That's just 2 hours ago. This is our latest image right there. That's our latest data. So it looks like we're going kind of into another scraping event. Usually these trail, the CMEs by a few hours, 4 to 6 hours, depending on, how much energy there is and how close the two get to grinding, the shell and the core. Note something else. The shell also grinds. There's a barrier between the shell and the lava as well. And it grinds in that area as well, too. There's another boundary zone there, if you know what I mean. I'll have to show you a bisection of this crust again here. Okay, so back up, we covered that, we covered the auroras, we covered that. Yes, the earthquakes, we'll leave that one open. Alright, let's move on here real quick, back this out. On this instrument tonight, all I really want to point out is, okay, get your reference here, so you can see America. Let's get it right there. You can see Florida. Oops. Turn screen right there. Then I'm going to release this, and you'll see the winds here go flying through there. Okay, so we have this is your upper jet right now. Okay, so we have this energy coming out of Alaska up here. Cold air coming down. It's bringing these storms to the northwest here. But then we also have the southern fetch that's mixing with this cold right over the middle of the country. So you see where the hot pink and white is right there in that zone. That's where the jet stream's going over, and that's where it's going to funnel some of our storms. And that's where we're going to have some, when these two air masses collide, is that boundary areas where we have our severe weather. So I want to show you just real quick. Oh yeah, so I was watching some other reports today, and they had some snow in China, some pretty heavy snow, and you can see why. Let me just point out, here's the coast of China right here, okay? You see that they have this fetch coming way out of the Arctic Circle, way up here, coming way down here, mixing with warm, moist air, colliding right over North and South Korea, China, even, that's the, well, that's right, all the way down here, even into Japan. All right, so the middle, or the east is going to have their hands full with weather as well. Also, this fetch is coming off the United States, going across the Atlantic, and still aimed right at Europe and France and Spain. So they're going to be getting hit with some weird weather, some intense weather as well. And all the weather that's coming in is, you might as well add some energy to it, because we've had all this activity coming off the sun. Yesterday we had the 4 rounds in a row. The 1-2 at the very beginning of the day. And then we also had, there was a new aftershock. We'll go check that out as soon as I get this other tab open up. Come on, weather tab. I didn't have it going because it was too many tabs going with my weak-ass computer. Okay, there is our loop. We'll let it play for a few here. Go ahead, play. Yeah, it's changed up a little bit. Oh, there's Drop. Hi, Drop. Hi, bud. Good to see you here, sir. There. Better. That was the beginning of the loop there. Let me back it up a little bit and just get her done right now. All right, current conditions. This is the night of the 7th. Okay, that's the nighttime of the... Whoops. We just skipped too fast, don't we? Night of the 7th. Morning of the 8th. Noontime. You see this coming together over here again. That's the end of convection with icing going on here around Michigan, Wisconsin area, back snow up into Canada. Okay, so watch out. Here comes another icing event with a lot of snow back there. Um, it's the morning of the 8th. There's the noontime sneaking into upstate New York now. So tomorrow during the noontime out here on the East Coast, watch out. You're going to have an icing event in New York. Something's coming at you. There's a big storm coming at you on the 8th. Yeah, tomorrow's the 8th because I'm doing my show a little early tonight. All right, so that's the night of the 8th going into the morning of the 9th. And it even gets darker pink right in this area too. So snow back up in here. This is up into Vermont, New Hampshire up there. Then that icing continues up into Maine during the noon hours with rain in New York. All the snow icing goes right up through Maine into the afternoon into convection hours. Then the night of the 9th, morning of the 10th, that's the noon. Into convection, nighttime. Okay, we got this little coming in on the stuff coming in on the Pacific Northwest up there. All right. A little bit stuff coming up from the Gulf here, but not too much. It's just showing rain through the 10th and 11th there. We're into the morning of the 12th. There's the noon of the 12th. Into convection. So just this storm up here in the Pacific Northwest mainly. Going into the 13th. There's the morning of the 14th. All right, then on the 14th we have this storm here. Pretty good storm approaching the west coast. Noontime the 14th there. Pushes its way inland during the convection hours. That's the nighttime of the 14th. Probably start to snow in the Sierras there. We got rain all the way up the coast there. The morning of the 15th. So probably really nasty along this corridor. The morning of the 15th. That's the noontime. The end of convection there with, even at the end of convection, we got more moisture and wind here. So high winds, a lot of rain from Northern California on the 15th there. Even into the nighttime. That's the morning hours going down the coast there. Ooh, look at this during the morning, noontime of the 16th. Into convection, into the nighttime. Into the morning of the 17th with severe weather down here in the LA basin. We'll watch that one closely too. This is a little further out there at the 17th. It really depends on what happens with the sun on the 14th. That would change this drastically or affect it. Okay, so this is far from set in stone. Then it pushes through on the 17th into the 18th. Look how it starts to form this beautiful comma, perfect comma shaped low. It goes from nothing right there at 10 a.m. on the 18th. That's the noon time for this area. So noon on the 18th into their convection hours, and then at night, that sucker becomes a land hurricane almost with severe weather there in Nebraska and Kansas. Look how this arm reaches back with severe weather in the tail. So they're projecting a 995 millibar there. 992 in that one. So 989 there. So it's going to be starting at 989, 992. It's going to be kind of a low area. 995 right there. If this is the millibars at this juncture here where it looks like it's most severe right there. And that'll be the noon time of the 19th for this region. And you see, it could, if this shifts by 10 miles, it'll shift all this up north, either direction. So you guys got this thing possibly coming in around the 19th. Watch it, but that sure looked like quite a perfect storm. Okay, and then that's about it. I'll put the loop in there again, let it run. And that's it for the solar part of the report tonight as we gear up for our spiritual report. You guys been enjoying the spiritual report part at all? Or is it boring to some of you? I don't know. I see some of you guys still sticking around, so I think you like it. Yeah, look at that thing just blossom out of nowhere and just spiral up out of there. That's going to be an interesting storm to watch, and that was on the 17th time frame, so we'll have to see what happens coming off the sun on the 14th. They can make that even stronger. Let's pause it on when we get there again. That's the good part, you guys? Oh, okay. I thought so too. Look at that right there. Just the shape, and we got severe weather on the backside, weather running up the front of the storm, and then down in the tail part of the comma. I mean, it just perfect comma shape there. So we will watch that one closely. All right, so now for the best part. Where did I leave it? Oh, it's down here. Please pull this up, Lord. Come on. Oh, yeah, it did come up. Alright, this is a video I've shown you guys before, but tonight I kind of just wanted to point out the angel in it and see if we can get that pulled up real quick. And possibly go this direction. I want to see if I can capture this for you guys on this camera with this hokey setup. You know what? I think maybe we'll just play the video part of it here. Silhouette of an angel with his wings spread, with his back to us, standing in a shaft of light. Here's his head. There's a glow over the head. The wings are extended, and there's a feather coming off. The last feather coming off is crossing over these brown roof tiles in the background here. And you can make out there's an angel right here. And you can even see his head right here. Okay, and that's not all, because, and you can make out. Alright, hopefully you guys can see the silhouette. I'm going to wait for a second here I know there's a delay. I'm going to wait for the chat. Can anybody just confirm if you guys can see that here? If my camera's capturing the silhouette of this angel right here. You see the glow going over his head. His wings, his back is to us. His wings are spread out right here. Here's the very end of the wing, and there's the last feather coming off right here. It's like a ghostly image that's there. Oh, good. Somebody said they can see it. Good. Good. Because what you're seeing is a spiritual realm. Okay? This is residue left over, electromagnetic residue left over from the spiritual realm that's deposited on a digital camera. Our new modern digital cameras, excuse me, take these pictures and make them into little blotches. If you zoom in close on these videos or on these pictures, you'll see that these pictures are comprised of a bunch of little tiny blotches that are all put together that make the image that you see when you step further back from it. Oh, you saw the Mary one too? Really good? Maybe I should play this whole video for you guys. Do you want to see the whole video? Yeah, I might as well. Alright, we'll play this part while I pick out something for reading. Alright, let's see if we can capture it tonight on this funky camera. Howdy, folks. Welcome
through some of the old photos and running them through the filter, and this was one of the first ones that I had ever captured. And what's going on here is I'm here on my knees. I'm crying and screaming and praying, all three at once. I was in some extreme anguish. A paranormal traumatic event happened to me, something so unbelievable you guys wouldn't believe it, so if I told you. So I'm going to show you instead. So in this image here, I'm sitting here praying, and Mary's head appears right next to my head, and we're going to zoom in on this. You can't go in too tight on it, but she's looking down at my head this way. Let's see, there's pretty good. And you can make out her eye and her nose coming down, her shawl coming over, and it's in shadow right here. This is a shadow of the inside of her shawl going over her head like this. Here's her eye, her nose, her other eye would be on the other side there. Okay. You can't go in too tight on it. And then also is this white ball with an eye in it, this white orb with an eye in it. Okay, and that's not all, because over here in this corner up here is an angel. The silhouette of an angel with his wings spread, with his back to us, standing in a shaft of light. Here's his head. There's a glow over the head. The wings are extended, and there's a feather coming off. The last feather coming off is crossing over these brown roof tiles in the background here.
Whoops, whoops, whoops.
And you can make out there's an angel right here. And you can even see his head right here.
Can you guys make out this white little line crossing these brown right there? That's the feather coming out of this realm, out of their realm and into ours and crossing over right there. All right. Then this whole image, let's see if we can get the whole thing is there's more going on here than meets the eye, obviously, right? Was it even reading to this one tonight? Okay. Maybe if I explain this a little more, it might help you guys understand a little bit. So this was taken about 11 days after the Revelation 12 star alignment. Okay, the Revelation 12 star alignment on September 23rd of 2017. All this stuff started happening to me right before the star alignment, 13 days before, and then right after it. Okay, this is security camera video taken right about 10 days after the star alignment, after something happened to me. I can't really tell you too much about that, but it was very disturbing and had me down here in my garage alone, crying, screaming, praying, and this is what my security camera captured. Now, usually when you have, I refer to this as the God eye because it's a white orb with an eye in it. I've seen plenty of orbs on my cameras. I have hours and hours of orbs flying around. It's boring. This one's different. It has an eye in it. It's glowing. It has an eye in it. I call it the God eye or whatever, all right? Here's Mary's head. For those of you who can see it, maybe not, some of you can't. You just have to keep trying. This back here is a display of our sun with Nemesis and Nibiru attacking our sun, okay? I did a display like this, a three-dimensional display as a representation of what I saw. I was talking to some scientists at the time of what I discovered, and they were like, huh? I don't see it. I don't see it. So I gave them a three-dimensional display and took pictures of this to send to the scientists. Well, after this stuff started happening, I ran down here crying, screaming, and praying, and this is what it captured. So we got Mary, we got God, and we got an angel. Usually when we have these entities together, Jesus is around. But where's Jesus in this picture? He's in there if you know what to look for. This is an anointing ceremony. Make sense now? It happened to me 11 days after the star alignment. I found Nibiru in Nemesis 13 days before the star alignment. God showed me this 13 days before the star alignment. And then this stuff started happening to me right after it, okay? Oh, I need to take a moment to compose myself. It's been hard for me. If this happened to anybody else, they'd lose their mind. I've been through so many psych wards now and helped so many people along the way. Amazing how the Lord works. You'd think would have driven me mad, but nope. I actually enlightened people and helped those people in there along the way. It was a beautiful experience. Got lots of tools for my toolbox, baby. I know how to deal with the crazies. We could say that for sure. Okay, so on to reading now. You don't want to know whether... Oh, okay. I'm an open book. I don't mind some of my personal detail. Okay. Shall we? Oh, yeah, that's the one right there. Okay. Every time something thwarts your plans or desires, use that as a reminder to communicate with me. This practice has several benefits. The first is obvious. Talking with me blesses you and strengthens our relationship. Another benefit is that it disappoints instead of dragging you down. Oh, another benefit is that... Boy. Yeah? Oh, come on in. Go under there. Okay. Another benefit is that disappointments, instead of dragging you down, are transformed into opportunities for good. This transformation removes the sting from difficult circumstances, making it possible to be joyful in the midst of adversity. Begin by practicing this discipline in all the little disappointments of your daily life. It is often these minor setbacks that draw you away from my presence. When you reframe setbacks as opportunities, you find that you gain much more than you have lost. It is only after much training that you can accept major losses in this positive way. But it is possible to attain the perspective of the Apostle Paul, who said, "Compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Jesus Christ, I consider everything I once treasured to be as insignificant as rubbish." Walk peacefully with me through this day. You are wondering how you will cope with all that is expected of you. You must traverse this day like any other, one step at a time. Instead of mentally rehearsing how you will do this or that, keep your mind on my presence and on taking the next step. The more demanding your day, the more help you can expect from me. This is a training opportunity, since I designed you for deep dependence on your Shepherd King. Challenging times wake you up and amplify your awareness of needing my help. When you don't know what to do, wait while I open the way before you. Trust that I know what I'm doing and be ready to follow my lead. I will give strength to you and I will bless you with peace. All right. And back out of that one a little bit. Okay, there was something else that happened right previous to this day. When I found this on my security camera, I was pretty shocked. Well, not shocked, it was just, it is what it is. But then, years later, I went back into the same old footage to see if I'd missed anything, and I found this. So we'll watch this last little part here and close up the show with that.
You think. So, on to my next picture. Okay, in this image here, you can see we're still in the garage with our same display right here. And this was actually captured the day before the other picture, but I hadn't found it for years later until I was digging around through my, my old pictures and stuff and went even further back to see if I'd missed anything. And I captured this one. And we're going to zoom in to this streak right up here, this one right here. Bear with me for a second here. Now, hopefully, you can see that we have a lady's profile here. Here's her eye, here's her forehead, her snub little nose, here's the bottom jaw, she's smiling, she's looking down and she's holding a baby, and here's the baby's head right here. Here's the face, the back of the head, here's her arm cupped around like this, and she's holding the baby. Now I'm going to run this through the filter real quick, and it's going to enhance it, but a little bit too much. But see, now you can really make out her profile a lot better and see her face, and her headdress is coming over and going down back behind her, and you can still make out the baby's head right here. And if I pull back a little bit, there we go. And this was captured on October 4th, so this was about 11 days after the Revelation 12 sign. All this stuff started happening to me just prior to the Revelation 12 sign and then right after it. So it said the woman was about to give birth. Well, it looks like maybe she gave birth, and here's the little baby being caught up to God.
All right. How many of you guys can see that image? Hopefully you see that. That's the Revelation 12 baby being born in my garage. Okay? What does that tell you? Why is this happening to me? Huh? Why is all this stuff happening around me? Well, there's a reason why. Some of you have figured it out. Some of you will soon, someday. The whole world will. Anyways, you guys are the elite. I'd just like to remind you of that, how special you are on this planet right now. You guys know this. This is real information. This isn't fake. This stuff is nobody else has this. They don't know this is going on. Only a few people around do. It's usually the people that are over here at my channel watching. Because that's what makes you guys the elite, is your elite knowledge and elite perspective.
There's nothing more powerful than you. Making your thing.
Yeah, after the commercial here.
Really going for it. Doing this.
Thanks, interrupting my flow. Alright.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So I know there's a lot of like this,
Let's
and
get
you
right-
can make out a crown up here above his head.
There we go. Like that right there for a minute. Always kind of close out with this. It's always good to have a healthy reminder. He's here. He's real. He loves you. He's watching over you, protecting you. He knows what you're going through. He knows what trials and tribulations you're going through. It's testing your character. He wants to see if you're going to run to him or you're going to try to just do it all on your own. The battle that I have been through ever since this stuff started happening to me, I've been through the police, the courts, everything. Everything you can really imagine. Insane asylums, all because nobody would look or listen. But let's just say when the doctor finally said, okay, let's take a look at your channel, Mr. Seeing Angels, and I show him one, and his jaw drops, then I look at the doctor and go, what's wrong, Doc? Are you seeing angels too now? Yeah, I've helped a lot of people along this process. Instead of being the victim, I actually got to help every single person I encountered. It was quite a blessing, quite a trial, but I'll tell you what, it was worth it. And the whole time, I was just trying to get back to this spot to where I could do my videos and do my reports, be here for my audience, okay, to be here for you guys to bring you crucial information. This is the most crucial information in human history, or at least in the last 2,000 years since Jesus was here. This is prophecy come true, all right? He said, you will see wars and rumors of wars. You'll see pestilences. We all saw COVID. We all saw this stuff go down. You Christians, people that read the Bible, you all know. You see the signs going down. He said, look up. When you see this stuff happening, quakes in diverse areas, that's why I report on the quakes. When you see signs in the sun, that's why I report on the sun. You see signs in the heavens and the earth. It causes, repercussions in the earth that I report on. Okay? That's why we do the spiritual report at the end, because all of this comes together in the Bible. Proven the Bible to be real. Jesus is really here. Even though this is titled Christmas Gift, this event happened on Easter. I should have put Easter gift, but when I finally got all the pictures processed and put together and finally got them stacked right in a flip book with all filtered images, so it would be the nice little flip book where you can see the transition from Jesus to the lion over the course of about an hour. Here, let's go a little bit right to here.
Okay,
All
now
those
we're here at this
images,
image right here. This is
all these pictures had to be compressed, filtered, and then stacked on top of each other in a flip book.
a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus' face and the lion face. Now, this happened in the clouds, and it was so...
Here, let's freeze frame on this lion face. Can you guys see this lion face? Hopefully you guys can. Okay? It's not just a freak happenstance, oh, this cloud happened to look like this or that. No. A warm wind kicked up. Every bird in the area went berserk for the entire hour. My kids were there witnessing it while I took all these pictures. This is a real event. That's why I keep bringing this to you. It's so of absolute importance. All right? You're supposed to go by faith, not by sight. That means the real world sight. Don't go by what you see in the news and what you see there. All right? If he told you not to go by your sight, why would he tell you to look up in the clouds? You look up in the clouds and you see this going on. This is exactly what was described. You'll see him coming in the clouds with power and great authority. Crown represents that. This happened on Easter. Okay? No. You guys know in your heart 100% for sure this is all real. This is all playing out. You can see how it's panning out in the news, how it's panning out in the planet, how it's panning out with our sun. All right? That's where your prayers keep getting more and more sincere. You're seeing more and more evidence of this coming true. And it's just going to get more and more intense. So you guys are going to have to hold on tighter and tighter. Okay? And that's why I keep bringing you this image. Hold on tight to this. I have had to use it several times in my life. I'm praying all the time. I'm up against adversity every single day. And without his guidance and his help, I would not make it through. All right, you guys know the same thing happens to you. Okay? And even when you're frustrated, sometimes just try to reach down deep and go, okay, take a deep breath. Jesus, help me with this situation, man. I'm going to lose it. And just wait for him to open up the door and show you the way. Okay? Just takes a little bit of patience. The answer doesn't come in the first 5 seconds. It might take 10 to 15 seconds. Maybe 5 minutes. But you'll see the door open. You'll go, oh, wait a second. It was something totally different. Should I turn left? Should I go right? Left or right? Left or right? Left or right? Sit there and breathe for a second. all of a sudden the path will open up. Oh, wait a second. We go straight here. And you'll go in the right direction. Okay? It's worked for me. That's why I got to pass this on to you, because you're going to need these tools here soon. Okay, folks? So hold on dearly to that. Keep loving each other. Keep praying for each other. Keep fighting for each other, not with each other. You can see the division game that's going on in the media. Do not let these guys divide you along race, along religion, along sex, along all these different lines. This is the United States of America, not the divided states. They want you divided because you're easily conquered. Right? Well, don't let that happen. Fight back by not being divided. Okay? Everybody's going to have to learn that lesson sooner or later. Even the warlords, every person on this face of the planet is going to have to learn how to deal with peace. And after you've had so much bloodshed and loss in your life, you will desire peace again. Everybody seems to want to go to war right now. What, are you crazy? You don't like the luxuries that you have right now? You just want to throw all that away now, huh? It's the mentality. Don't get caught up in that mentality. They're going to try to everything to drive you crazy, all right? Try to not go crazy. Hold on to this anchor right here for dear life. Talk to them. Talk to them. It works. It really does. Have faith. Know that your prayers are answered or heard. Not always answered the way you want them, but heard, sometimes answered, but always here. Okay? It's real. All right. I hope that brings you guys some hope. I hope that brings you guys some faith, some courage. You guys got to be bold now. They're trying to take away every single right you got. This is time to stand up and use God's word and tell them with your authority, in the name of Jesus, you're not going to do that to me. I'm not going to let you, some scumbag, criminal politician, just steal my rights at 2 a.m. and line your pockets with it. This is my country, not yours. And that stuff's going to turn around. There's a new sheriff in town, okay? And one way or another, they're going to find out too. Everybody's going to find out. And pretty soon, they're going to be paying. And the ones that don't confess right now, look, every whistleblower, this is your opportunity to go blow your whistle. Get that stuff off of your conscience now before it's too late and you can't blow the whistle anymore. All these guys are in the CIA, FBI. You got only so much time to come clean, or else you're going down with them. This is why all this should be shouted from the rooftops. All this truth, these guys in these agencies, these presidents, these warlords, and different world leaders, if they don't start coming clean, they got a permanent burning cell. I think they know it too, and they're just going to thumb their nose at it anyway. So watch out. We got evil people on this planet, but there's a good guy around. Okay, have faith in him. The Lord works in mysterious ways. Just hang on. Don't try to figure them all out, but you'll recognize them when they come. Okay? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. I love you guys. I miss you all. And I think we're going to wrap it up there. So God bless. I miss you all. I love you. And until my next show, I'll be back. What are you talking about? I am back. Can't you tell? Peace to everybody out there, too.